Hey guys, so we've made a lot of progress with Jiu-Jitsu.net, and I wanted to share some of the new features and new usability that is available. So for starters, when you first arrive on the website, the most important feature is how do you search to a position or a technique of interest. So what I've added here up in this search video area is that we've added a really nice autocomplete to the search terms. So for example, if I type in C, you're going to get a list of techniques that start with C, and it's going to be subcategorized by position, technique, submission, linking video, common problems, and analysis videos. So you can see here there's positions, closed guard concepts using the C, combat-based concepts, closed guard sitting concepts, etc. Here's some individual techniques that use the C, some submissions, and linking videos when videos share concepts with one another. Also common problems, more on the common problems things later. Not seen here as any analysis videos, but there is analysis videos incorporated in this. So if I continue to type down combat base, for example, is the example I used last time, it begins to hone in on some ones that exclusively have the word combat in them. So that's one way. You can do a search exclusively, so you could click this and load concept base, but you can do a search. This is actually new in the previous one, and the search results will be displayed here. So if I wanted to load combat-based concepts into my curriculum, I would click on it here, and then I get a lesson from combat base, and then the browse wheel over here is going to go to that particular position. So that's one way that you could browse to a position. But also a way that you could do it is that you could use this browse wheel here. You can see the improvement over last time. We've cut it down to just one layer to get text on the wheel. We've kind of boldened up the colors a little bit. There's still some problems that we need to work through. For example, here we have the text going outside of the browse area, but we're going to automatically resize the text. So some information that you get out of this wheel is you can get a sense of relative importance to one another. For example, passing here, there's a lot of passing videos, so it's represented larger in the wheel. Side control, for example, has a small amount of videos as of now in the database. So if I wanted to go to that combat base position, I'd go to passing, and then I'd click a subcategory combat base, and it loads that same curriculum here. So let's talk about the curriculum, because we've made a lot of improvements over this. Here we've had the indication that it's in lesson format, so you can see lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, letting the user know that there is a structure to this type of thing here. So the first lesson would be combat-based concepts. Then the next lesson would be the first priority position, the stack pass from combat base. Then stack pass concepts, then stack pass to leg lay side, then leg lay side concepts, and then leg lay side to wherever we're going here. So that's one curriculum mode that I call progress from here. So if you wanted to have this curriculum mode, you can see that this button here is depressed, and it'll progress you through the positions in priority of the movements that you want. So let's say I'm on lesson 2 here, and stack pass from combat base. Since this is an actual technique, let's say I don't like this first priority option and I want to try another way. There's a button here that you can see where I try another way, and it'll take you to the second priority position. And by clicking this, it's not fully functional yet, but by clicking this video, it's going to take you to the second option, and all the remaining curriculum will be updated. So we're looking at finalizing that option. So let's go back to combat base. Let's search that again, combat base concepts. We'll load that in the curriculum once again. And now let's say that in this session, I'm really only interested in learning about the combat base. I don't want to progress my position, which will take me out of the combat base very quickly. So I can click only this position. So what this curriculum mode will do is it just updated this curriculum on the side, and it's going to start with concept-based concepts, but it's going to take you through the options from the combat base in order of importance. So for example, lesson 2 is still stack pass from combat base, but this third lesson is drive knee into the and windshield wiper, so you pass that way, or drive knee into the half guard. Here's the combat base windshield wiper, combat base into the half guard, whatever. All the techniques associated with position, and it'll take you to any associated analysis videos and troubleshooting videos. So it really focuses on just that one position. So let's go back to this progress from here learning mode. Now what you can see here is that we've done a lot of improvements to the mind map section. When there's a lot of techniques, for example in combat base, it gets a little crowded. So what I've done is we have the concept base here in the center, and we've highlighted just the first option that you've had from here. So this kind of dims the ones in the background. If you want to see them all these options, you can just click on the center and all these options come through, but you can see that gets a little cluttered. Now we've added a lot of speed in the functionality of this mind map section, so you can really drag the nodes as you see fit here. You can drag them, and you can make it full screen, and the nodes will resize proportionately so we can make use of the more space if you want the mind map to be your sole focus in this position. So we've added the names to the nodes, but also you can see on the edges here, you can see which order you should learn this technique. So here, this should be the first one, this should be the second one, this should be the third one, and fourth. And kind of keeping with this, only this position concept, that would be the order in which it would teach it to you. So this would be first, second, third, fourth. Now here, this is a very interesting feature set. You see here that there's always going to be this common problems cluster associated with combat-based concepts, or any node in general. And by clicking this, I don't have many networked right now, but by clicking and expand this, you can see some common problems that you might have in applying the concepts or technique of any given position. So this is really where a lot of the site is going to expand and branch, because let's say you're trying the combat base from windshield wiper, have its own little common problems node associated to, or cluster node associated to it. You could see all the solutions. Maybe your opponent hip escaped and made space, and there would be a video specifically tailored toward that problem. Another one that will be present in many of these is a shared concept cluster. So if the combat base shares a concept with, for example, standing in the open guard, which it does, it could be connected with this shared concepts node. So for example here, let me expand this out. Here's a linking video that links the combat base and standing open guard concepts. And if you wanted to expand this out further, then you'd see that open guard concepts be displayed here. And you can see that this is getting quite cluttered here if you want to expand out, but you can expand out as much as you want. So you can reset the mind map back into its original form. Actually, let me make the video player full screen. Here you can see we actually added a little bit here up at the top to kind of orientate yourself on the position. So if, for example, I click guard, you see you're in the guard section, and bottom close guard here, and then bottom close guard sitting. So you can kind of keep tabs on where you are. Each time you click this, a whole new curriculum is being loaded, a whole new mind map section is being loaded. So you can really start to see some of the revolutionary features that we're including in this website. But let me show you some of the coolest ones. Let me bring back here. So here in this section, we've added the description of the technique. Where we put that, there's a lot of thought that went into that section. And what we see here is in the lower portion here, you can select if you'd like a long-winded explanation or a short-winded explanation. Now, I have not uploaded any videos, so you can't see an example of that, but a long video might be 3 to 4 minutes, where a short video, its target is going to be under 90 seconds. So there's actually 2 separate videos for each technique in the Jiu-Jitsu series. Now let me navigate to one where I know has a testing video associated with it, and I want to show you this next feature. Research for passing concepts. So here we have a little kind of silly short video. Let me play it for you. This is a little Lego figure and whatever. So let's say that this technique is being shown on a side that I'm not learning it on. What we can do is we can flip the video. We're actually going to change the name of this to be other side. So it's going to be other side. And if we click this, the video is going to be played as a mirror image of itself, so you can see the technique being performed on the other side. Now there's some compromises. I might say left when it's actually not left, but I think you guys are smart enough to be able to figure that out. So these are some of the improvements that we've made. We have many more features and kind of cleaning up the usability of the website. So stay tuned, as we're getting pretty close to being able to actually upload some videos and actually give you a demonstration of the experience on an instructional level of this website. Thanks for tuning in, guys.